12 Steps to Motivation. I found it actually kind of hard to listen to. One of them was about, you'll have to be able to do things that are uncomfortable, that are difficult to do. All those sort of known things. Something about her style. Like, we just need to hear this over and over,
Business in order to be the best parent, the best spouse, to do all those things that you want to do with your life, with your work, with your dreams. You're going to have to do things that are difficult, uncertain, or scary.
And you get the music in the background. So it's very much, it's fascinating because I think as human beings, we tend to want to conserve energy. So we need these motivators continually. It's nothing that we don't know, right? But we kind of need to hear it because we will lose it. A lot of people turn to drugs, to up the sort of hijack the brain's natural tendency to conserve energy. That's it was very important during our period of evolution. We've seldom had a situation where we could count on food more than 2 or 3 days out. So our default state is to conserve energy, and that our brain consumes huge amount. Our brain contains huge amounts of our brain takes huge amounts of energy. 20% of the energy in our body goes to our brain. I got a little ahead of myself. And even more so if we're really deep in thought. You know how if you've ever used a computer to do a processor intensive task, like I have a little notebook here, and so when it's rendering video, which is very processor intensive and can go on for an hour or two, the fan will start to whir. It gets hot. Well, thoughts in the human brain are like that too. They consume huge amounts of energy and require cooling. Our brain, you could think of our brain as like a liquid cooled quantum computer that we're only just beginning to understand at the process level, like sort of like software level. But what goes on it's an unbelievable thing. It's incredible. The more that we discover, how incredible it is. At any rate, our survival depended on not using this resource wastefully. So we don't. And we tend to go with, we need the cues of the group to motivate us, etc., blah, blah, blah. But when I listen to her, what I'm thinking of is, why is it in, say, countries like America or Canada where we have very great wealth, and actually, if we really wanted to achieve our goals and dreams, we might have to do something very differently and think about our economy. That's the thing. We aren't all just individuals here. We're also a society. And thankfully, because of a group of very far-seeing individuals, these ideas of a democratic society bound by a constitution or a rule of law took hold. And what it means is we are relatively free of certain kinds of danger to pursue our dreams. But our single-minded focus on those dreams has turned our attention away from the fact that logically, if people want to achieve their hopes and dreams, they can't give all of their energy and time to bandits, right? So if you're paying, 99.5% of your income in taxes, or half of it. And capitalism kind of comes with a hidden tax. The money pools up at the top. It's important to recirculate it down. There are reasons why it pools up at the top. Some just inheritance. Some people are naturally gifted. You know, in any organization, 10% of the people do half the work. It's kind of a maxim. And life just isn't fair. But if we want society to function, wealth has to be redistributed. It can't just pool up at the top. If we want a functional whole society, we can look to places like Finland or Norway or Denmark, or we can see that that is not such a bad model. And we can also look to extremes. You know, I'm thinking like African failed petrostates where people actually never had control of their resources, and so the society fragmented into the ultra rich and the ultra poor. And you know, the more that you're trapped by a confining society, the less opportunity you have to pursue your dreams. So I think one of the uncomfortable things we have to do from time to time, and by time to time I mean once or twice a month, is spend some time looking at the society that we live in and what we could do to at least make it better, at the very least not make it worse. A motivating enterprise.